The Sennheiser IE600. This IEM has been getting a lot of hype. And yeah, let's talk about it. Build quality, the shells itself feels great. Feels absolutely great, actually. No complaints there. The ear hooks are pretty nice. They're really comfortable. And I do like how they have this like kind of transitional piece here because it stops it from feeling sharp against your ears. I've had that problem with a few IEM cables. The cable itself, chin slider's fine, like the splitter, pretty okay, but it wants to tangle on me. Like it likes to tangle on me. Right angle termination. I'm not about right angle terminations, but some people love it. Just is what it is. Yeah, build quality, it's all right. It kind of sucks. You can't just cable swap this with whatever. You have to use their like special termination, and yeah, that is my big complaint here. Sennheiser, stop using these stupid proprietary connections. How do they sound? The bass is magnificent. Just magnificent. Awesome bass. Sub bass is very impactful, very fun. Um, it's a pretty clean glide into the lower mids. Like, this is a really enjoyable bass experience for me. That is, yeah, really enjoyable bass experience for me. You get into the upper mids, and the ear gain peaks a little bit sooner than 3K, but I kind of almost like that representation, and it's not overly aggressive. Like, they didn't go overboard with the ear gain here. It's just the right amount that like I can listen to this at a pretty solid volume and don't get fatigue. Um, the treble, I will say it at first, looking at the graph, it scared the heck out of me. I'm like, oh man, like that looks like a lot of treble. Can I handle that? But in in practice, like in actually listening, it's not bad at all. I didn't find it fatiguing. Maybe like after a really long listening session at a reasonably loud volume, I would find that fatiguing. But with just listening casually, you know, normal kind of volume, I didn't have any problems. Really fun representation actually. Like the treble, yeah, some reason it didn't hurt me. It didn't fatigue me. And I think that's largely due to the like it's a little bit less aggressive after, after like what, 3K? Yeah, after 2K it starts dipping off and it boosts a little in the later treble. This that could like that's going to be a problem if you are upper treble sensitive, but I'm more sensitive to like the mid treble area, and if that's too boosted, I have some problems. But they did it so well that yeah, I had no issues. Now it doesn't come off as neutral at all. It definitely comes off a bit like treble up, bass up, mids, just keep them where they are. That's how it comes off. But I enjoy that. Like if you I don't know, like I'm a guitar player, I'm a bass guitar player, and we like to mid scoop sometimes. We like to, cut out some of the mids, let that treble come out, let that bass come out and get that thick but sparkly tone. That's what this is doing. And I really enjoy that. Let's talk about some songs. Walden. The bass is so fun. I really like the bass of this IEM. Like honestly, that's probably why I would buy this IEM is the bass is so enjoyable, and the way that they did the treble and the bass together, it is quite fun. I didn't really have any issues there. Like vocals weren't fatiguing me. Nothing was like hitting me in the wrong place. I quite liked it. Lady Antebellum, like okay, so cymbals do have a bit of a extra zing to them, and guitar, especially when like you have overdrives, distortion pedals in there that are kind of boosting some harmonics, that's really coming through in the mix with that treble. But like I kind of enjoy it. I Because there's enough bass. Like if there's a large amount of treble, just give me a good amount of bass and I'm fine. I'm fine. That's it, right? Like if you have a lot of treble and there's no bass, okay, yeah, that's a pass for me because I get really fatigued really fast. But because there's such a good bass in this IEM, it's fun. It's enjoyable. Foo Fighters. Again, cymbals like they kind of come through a little bit in the mix, but I also play drums. I'm not great at drums, but I enjoy, banging on the drums here and there. It's just kind of like a fun outlet for me. And I just wanted to drum with this IEM. It's kind of like how I felt with the Z12. That extra treble, it just makes me want to drum. It makes me want to go at it. And it's like the cymbals are just, I can hear the hits so clearly. Everything is just, it makes it really easy to just track where those hits are coming from and to play along to the music when I'm drumming. So that is really what I like this IEM most for, is bass and drums. Like that is what this sounds awesome for me. Zach Brown Band. Oh man, the bass on this song. And like it does this like weird guitar thing, and it's I know that like sometimes that boosted treble, it comes off a bit unnatural, but it is such an enjoyable representation for me at times that I'm not searching for neutral. I'm searching for fun. Like, and that's what this is. This is a fun IEM. Put Jewels on it. That song, it has this like da, 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 like this horn thing going on the whole time, and that treble makes it so fun. And then because again there's so much bass, I'm not struggling with that boosted treble, and there's not a lot of ear gain. Like it's not super boosted, so I'm not getting fatigued there, because that's really where I'm sensitive. Like I'm sensitive more in that ear gain area than I am in the treble or anything else. This it's doing such a good job. Audio Slave. Again, I just wanted to play the drums. I literally, like, I was listening to these and I just went to my drum kit and I just started playing along. Like I was testing this set out for this review and I just went to the drum kit and started playing along because that's what I wanted to do. Like this IEM just made me want to play music. And when an IEM makes me want to play music, that is a special thing for me. That is actually really special for me. So overall, yes, cymbals do come off a bit extra, tizzy. They do come off a little bit extra zing there. Overdrives, distortion, pedals, stuff like that. There's a little bit of extra. But if you're into it, like this is a lot of fun. A lot of fun, especially with that bass. I cannot emphasize how much I enjoyed the bass on this IEM. So overall, price wise though, that's where I have a problem. I have this on loan, so this isn't an IEM that I own, and it's pretty. It's not a cheap IEM. This isn't your regular chi-fi under a couple $100 IEM. This is a decent price. That being said, I really enjoy it, and I like it more than a lot of IEMs I've tried that are a lot more expensive. So like, can I justify the price tag? I'm probably not gonna buy it myself, but like, I am very thankful, very, very thankful for the opportunity to borrow this IEM, because it is honestly a lot of fun for me. And yeah, I would recommend it if it's in your budget, but like anything that's over, anything over like few $100, like I have a hard time, I personally have a hard time blind buying that. So I would recommend, if you can, figure out a way to demo or try it out or borrow it, something like that, before you just blind buy this, because that treble could be a problem for you. It very well could be. But for me, because they balanced out the bass with it, it sounds great. Like I don't think there was any songs that I need to skip this. Like no. I didn't feel that at all. Like it is a little bit unnatural, some of that like extra treble there, but I didn't feel the need to skip any tracks. I was enjoying my music and I was rediscovering my music, and honestly, that's kind of what I look for in a set these days. I want to be able to listen to an IEM and just rediscover my library and be like, oh yeah, I never heard that before. Or yeah, that's coming out in the mix. Like with this IEM, like bass guitar, super great. And like guitars overdrive and cymbals were really forward, which I personally really like that representation at times. So like, yeah, I personally, I quite like this IEM, and it's, my only gripe with it is the cable and like the termination and the price. That is my only concern with it. If this was $300, I would say it's the amazing buy, like incredible buy. But because it's a little more expensive in Canada, this thing's like $1,000 Canadian. So you know what? That's too much for me. That's a little too rich for my blood. I don't feel comfortable spending that much on an IEM, and that's again why I feel thankful that I got to borrow this to review it and try it out and listen to it, because it is a great experience. But I personally am not buying it. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with this. If you have any questions, leave them down below. Like, comment, subscribe, and until next time.